Hello everyone, welcome to All the Film Things. I'm your host Elizabeth, and today, the second official edition of Film Finds. So the last one we did was March 1st, and I'm back with Cole. Welcome back, Cole.
What's up? I see you have a list.
I do.
And this is why we work so well together, is because you come in prepared, research, lists, you know what you want to talk about.
Yes.
I just come in here and I say whatever I want, Elizabeth.
That's true. You kick
I just go
back.
off vibes. And I think that balance works well. You know, in sports, you have your play-by-play commentator. They do all the research. Then you have your color commentator, and they just give their opinion. So it's like I'm your color commentator.
You kind of are, yeah. Any thoughts that come to your mind, you say it. And I have
That's a lot longer list. Let me see your list.
Okay.
Let me see if I get some ideas off of it.
Okay.
Let me see if I've seen any. Can I count off before we get into it? Just to kind of tease it to the audience. Just how many of these I've seen.
Okay.
Okay. These.
I want to see because there's a lot of
It starts with a 19. There's a chance that I haven't seen it.
Are you kidding?
Recently.
Okay.
Recently. I've seen, 1, 2, 3, 4. You haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse?
Nope.
You haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse?
I know, it was...
It might be the best movie of the year, Elizabeth.
All right. Hold on for a moment.
It may be the best movie of the year.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, why would you say that?
They're very close.
Okay.
So...
We're already...
For me, when I go see a movie, obviously... Oh, you want your list
I want
back.
my list, please.
Of course you want your list back.
Thank you.
I enjoy a movie when it has a good story, has characters that I care about, has stakes, gets me invested, keeps me on the edge of my seat, keeps me wanting... Like, when I know I've seen a good movie, it's when the movie's coming to an end, and I'm like, I don't want this movie to end. I want to keep watching, because I'm invested in the characters. I feel like, you know, they're like a part of me. Like, these are my friends. I'm like in this story now. I don't want it to end. So whenever a movie ends, and I'm like, oh, I want that to keep going, I'm like, that was a great movie. Spider-Verse was one of the few movies this year where I felt like I really wanted that movie to keep going. Oppenheimer was a fantastic movie. Story was great. The cinematography, the editing, the craft.
The directing,
the acting, all of it was phenomenal. But I'll be honest, I really don't want to watch it again for a little while just because it was such a heavy movie. It was super heavy, and I was like, geez, I need a break. And it was a really great movie.
Yes. Do you think it's... I mean, people keep saying it's Christopher Nolan's magnum opus, greatest achievement. What do you think?
Well, in interviews, he's talking about being a director. Each movie he wants to do something more difficult and just kind of build on what he did from the last film. So I think like each film he gets a little bit better at his craft. To say it's like his great... I don't know that it's greater than some of his other films. Obviously, it's like the new one and the big one, and it was impressive. I thought the sequence when they're... Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're going to spoil all these films, so just letting you all know.
It's been out, what, a month?
July 21st.
Yeah, it's been a month. Yeah, there we go. But the scene when they're doing the practice bomb, like they're dropping the bomb in New Mexico, that scene was one of the greatest sequences of like film history to me. That was incredible.
Wasn't it?
Because you know what happens, because it's real. It's real life.
Yes.
You know the story, but you're still like on the edge of your seat. Your heart's pounding through your chest. You're like, wow. And then the way it was delivered, fantastic.
The delay of the bomb.
Yeah.
That sound. And then now
he does a great job with sound editing.
Oh my God. And people give him a hard time because, you know, sometimes you can't really hear all the audio, what everyone's saying. I saw a recent headline where he said that he doesn't have the actors do ADR, which I love that because you can tell when it doesn't quite match.
Yeah.
And so it's just another reason why I love Nolan. Like, I don't know if any other director does that. Like, it's everything is ADR. You can tell it's not from in the film as it used to be.
Yeah.
But people complain about that with Tenet, with The Dark Knight Rises, with Oppenheimer again.
Yeah.
But he's excellent at sound. And the quick shots of the quantum. The sounds there were so precise and quick, and oh my God. It is truly, that's my so far favorite film of this year.
Really?
I don't even think it's a bias because Christopher Nolan's my favorite. It's just a masterpiece. I saw it 3 times, and it somehow gets even better. Like, you start off watching it, and it's already like 9 out of 10, at least. And then you watch it again, you love it even more. And then the most recent time I watched it, which was a week ago today, it somehow gets even better. And I'm not even at the point of fully, not to say that I would ever get to 100% understanding of it, but I'm not even near 100% yet. And I'm getting there. And it's already just this masterpiece. It's, what he does, like, I get so emotional watching his films. Yeah. I cried for the first 10, 15 minutes each time I watched Oppenheimer. And then I cried again when the Trinity test, and towards the end again, because there's nothing like going to see a Christopher Nolan film, especially knowing, like, I was 12 years old when I saw The Dark Knight Rises in theaters. I saw it 3 times in theaters that year, and then once again in 2020. I was speechless when I walked out of The Dark Knight Rises. And I had already seen the first 2 of the trilogy. I think I may have seen The Prestige. But to still have that response over 10 years later, I just somehow picked my favorite director at a young age, and I'm still enjoying his work in a whole other way. Oppenheimer was just, it's going to be one of the greatest films for a long time. And I think whenever Nolan releases his next film, then we're going to have another debate, like, all right, how does Oppenheimer fit in with his filmography? Because as you said, where do you even rank it? Like, he has so many other excellent films. I don't know if I would say it's his, I
didn't think it was the best story.
Really?
I thought it was good. It's also based off source material, too, which it's hard to kind of give him credit for the story because it actually happened. I don't know that I would say it was his greatest film. I could probably throw a couple others that I liked more that you could argue are just as good or better. But that's kind of personal, too. I mean, his last, 10 films have been, or I don't know how many films, but his last however many films
12
have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So ever since the Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet, The Prestige was a great movie.
Inception.
I can't. I always skip Inception. I love Inception. And I always skip past it on accident.
No. See, sometimes I feel like Inception is somehow not talked about as much, especially in Leonardo's filmography. I feel like it's not discussed enough, and it's not one of the more forefront films that you think of when you think of Leonardo.
Yeah.
And I think with Christopher Nolan, it is the Nolan film. That's Nolan at its most Nolan, and somehow I know everyone loves Interstellar. A lot of people have a deep emotional connection with that one. And it is truly...
McConaughey.
Well, McConaughey is excellent in it.
Yeah.
And, Jessica Chastain. Oh, my God. And Anne Hathaway. Michael Caine. Matt Damon coming in for a surprise.
Yeah.
That was...
phenomenal.
He did an interview where he says he really doesn't carefully pick his roles. Whatever just comes to him. He doesn't have this plan.
Damon?
Yeah. Which shocks me.
That makes sense from Matt Damon to me.
I can see why many people would think that, but when I look at his films... He's normally the hero. He's normally the protagonist. Yeah. And every 7 or 8 years, he plays the villain role. Each of these films are excellent. You have The Talented Mr. Ripley. That's 1998. The Departed, 2006. Interstellar, 2014. And it's these villain roles that are so smart. And they're each excellent. And they just build him up as an actor, as a movie star. And he's not just this protagonist, this action hero. We've got to have a lot of respect for Matt Damon. I love how he hypes up Nolan. You can tell he's such a Christopher Nolan fan. And he speaks so highly of him. Whenever I hear him talk about his passion for Christopher Nolan, it's just another level of appreciation for Matt Damon. I've seen some tweets recently saying we got to show him more appreciation because he's really just excellent. And he
I
is...
think Matt Damon's last couple of roles kind of interesting, too, because they're not bad, they're not good. So the Oppenheimer role, obviously, he's not a good guy, but he's not necessarily a bad guy either. He's kind of in the middle. And then The Duel, was it The Last Duel?
Oh, yeah, The Last Duel.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy, but he's also not a good guy either. So it's kind of some interesting roles that he's taken on. He did something in between, I think. Right?
Air.
Oh, Air.
Shocked you forgot about that.
He was the good guy. Yeah, that was this year, right?
Yes, I have to watch that one.
It was solid.
It got a lot of praise.
Hey,
online.
No.
Oswald the cat is our third guest today.
Stop it.
He's
He's grabbing person. At the lav mic.
Aw. Oswald, come sit by me. Oh.
He can go sit in the corner. Be ashamed.
No. Sorry.
It was pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I think I liked it.
I figured that would be one of your top picks of the year so far because
Really?
it's a sports film.
Well, also, though, I love sports films so much. I have a really high standard for sports films, Elizabeth.
That's true. I should have understood that, yes.
I critiqued Creed. I think I talked about it last Film Finds that I really didn't like Creed.
Was it the last film? It was one of the episodes.
I know we brought up that I was going to see
Yes.
it, and then I told you I didn't like it, and I think we talked about that.
Yeah, because after I did that podcast with you, later that day I went to go see Creed 3. And you said not so crazy about it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I just felt it wasn't as good as 1 or 2.
I didn't enjoy it.
I appreciated his unique style with it, with the fighting, because he wanted to bring... Michael B. Jordan is big on anime, and the fighting, like the shots in the ring were really cool, but it also, I don't know, did you feel like there was something missing not having Sylvester Stallone in it?
Probably. I just thought there was a lot missing from the film. Mm-hmm. You can look at Creed 3 and you can look at a lot of films today are missing something in the story. They're missing the aspects of storytelling that make us care about the characters. They're missing an emotional connection with the audience. It's like we're telling these stories and like we have all this big cinematography, or we're pulling inspiration from this and that and whatever. But I do feel like a lot of movies today miss the emotional connection. Like there's people who are masters of it, like Christopher Nolan.
Master.
Like a lot of great filmmakers. But I think a lot of screenwriters, and you can kind of look at that's the problem that Marvel and DC are having, is like you've got these interesting stories, these interesting characters, but audiences aren't connecting with them. Your story's falling flat. So that was one of the problems with Creed, is like I just didn't really care about the characters anymore. I think sometimes stories, the character is always right, and you can always kind of see the direction the characters are going in. There's no like surprise or no complexity to characters. So that was kind of my problem with Creed. And also with the main character, but also Jonathan Majors' character was kind of a missed opportunity to get some depth in. But I usually like there's kind of like a problem. And so that's like I'm stumbling over my words a little bit here. But something like I'm noticing is like I'm watching a movie and I'm just like, I'm not connecting with these characters. And they have action, and then they'll throw in a scene and they'll try to have like a deep emotional conversation. And it's just, I don't care enough for this to have an impact.
I just don't care.
Like I want to enjoy the movie. I want to have fun with it. An example is Blue Beetle. Saw Blue Beetle over the weekend.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Okay, I saw it over the weekend. It was not a terrible movie. It was all right. But it was like you have this, I think superhero movies do it a lot. They're trying to tell a joke and they focus on, it's like action and humor. And then you try and drop in this scene talking to his father or whatever and trying to build this emotional connection. And it's just, it doesn't feel genuine. I don't feel that connection of, wow, I care about this character too. And that is why I like Spider-Verse so much, because they did such a good job of developing that emotional connection between Miles and the audience, and the connection between Miles and his father, and Miles and Gwen, and Miles and his mother. You have so many complex relationships, and you can really see the emotion and feel it, and you really care about the characters, and you want them to win, which is also one of my other... So I have, I think, like 3 or 4 movies that are kind of tied right now for the best movies of the year.
Okay.
Oppenheimer.
As it should be.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw you a curveball here.
All right. Let me brace myself.
Do you want to guess? Do you want to try and guess?
Barbie.
God, no. God, that's in the trash pile.
Really?
We can... Hold on. Let's stick on this, and we'll go to Barbie.
Yeah.
I'll give you another guess. Summer movie.
Mission Impossible.
Yes.
It is?
It is Mission Impossible.
I figured.
Mission Impossible was low-key one of the best movies of the year, in my opinion. Unfortunately, it was a blockbuster flop, which is a little disappointing.
Because of what came after it.
I was ready to be disappointed when I went to the movie. Well, not disappointed, but just like, I wasn't expecting a phenomenal story. I was expecting, all right, Tom Cruise is going to do a bunch of stunts, going to save the day at the end, whatever. But then I get there. It's an emotional story. And as much terrible things I've heard about Tom Cruise in real life, he can't stop playing characters that are the coolest people in the world. You know what I mean? Every time Tom Cruise does a movie, I'm like, dude, I want to be that character's friend. Like, that's the coolest. Top Gun, like Maverick, coolest freaking dude in the world, right?
Absolutely.
I'd love to be friends with Maverick. Same thing, Mission Impossible. It's a guy who wants to do the right thing regardless of what is at stake. He wants to do the right thing. He's trying to do the right thing for the good of humanity. And he's also trying to do the right thing by his friends, which I thought, wow, that makes me care about this character. His goal is to do the right thing. So I thought his relationships with his friends or his special agents was interesting. And it was pretty current because they had the artificial intelligence was the villain, I guess. And I thought that was interesting. I've heard complaints about some of the writing maybe around the artificial intelligence could have been better, could have made it a stronger villain. But at the same time, I thought the story was pretty good. The stakes, they didn't win either. I know it's a part one.
I wouldn't say a cliffhanger. Well, you're excited for the next part.
Yeah, you're excited for the next part.
It doesn't end like Infinity War where you're like, ah.
Spoiler alert, they killed one of the characters.
Rebecca Ferguson's character.
Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson's character. Rebecca Ferguson and Haley Atwell look very similar.
Really? No,
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And his wife, who wasn't in the movie, was in the older movies. Michelle Monaghan.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle Monaghan, Haley Atwell, and Rebecca Ferguson all look really similar. And they're all kind of borderline love interests for Tom Cruise's character in a way.
Yeah. I don't think Rebecca Ferguson and Haley Atwell look alike.
You don't think so?
No.
I thought they looked similar.
I don't see it.
Definitely.
But I felt like it was a quick change of the guards situation. Like, all right, she dies, and now Haley Atwell is now the main female of the Mission Impossible films. And it felt like, I kind of figured...
His wife's still alive. She's in hiding. Because I looked it up, because I was like, what happened to Tom Cruise's wife? I thought he came back to life. And I thought the villains were interesting. You had a lot of gray area characters, which I think is good for a film. Are they good? Are they bad? Well, they're kind of in the middle. So I thought that was interesting. You had the one friend die. So it wasn't like they just they did the impossible. You know, they completed Mission Impossible, you know. They're human. They're imperfect. They're just trying to do the right thing. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. And, you know, I'm a sucker for a good score. I thought the three movies, who I said are top, all had phenomenal scores. Spider-Verse was super good. And it's all about timing, too, I've realized. When you have an orchestra, but then when there's a really emotional scene or a really critical scene to the plot of the movie, like the climax, and you have really dramatic music playing, it's phenomenal. So like in Oppenheimer, you had that. In Spider-Verse, there's a scene where that happens. I'm not going to spoil it for you because you need to watch it. Mission Impossible score. I was just listening to it in the car the other day. I'm like, this is pretty awesome. And they had it in the trailer too, which I go back and watch the trailer and I was like, this is a really good trailer. So yeah, those three top movies. Now we can talk about how I didn't like Barbie. What did you think of Barbie?
Hold on. I didn't share my take on Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning.
Well, I didn't think it was relevant.
Because I'm not as hyping it up as you are.
Did you like it?
I already told you what I said.
Give it a 1 to 10.
You're not going to like my answer.
Just give it a 1 to 10.
It's in the 7 range.
That's fine.
Okay.
You know, you're allowed to have an opinion, Elizabeth.
I know. But I feel like my film brain, because I'm watching all these older films, these international films, my film brain kicks in when I'm watching these action films now, and I'm like, that's a weak point. That's poor writing. This is quick. I don't like this camera shot. And I can't quite enjoy it as much as I used to, which makes me very sad.
Yeah. I do the same thing.
I kind of figured, because the way you...
But I didn't do it for Mission Impossible.
Well, yeah, you somehow movie brain all the way, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just longing for a classic. In this modern world, Elizabeth, I just needed a classic.
Oh, how poetic.
You know, because I liked Indiana Jones too, and I've heard bad things about Indiana Jones. But you know what? It reminded me of the old Indiana Jones movies.
Oh, good.
So maybe I'm just longing for a classic film.
Maybe you should watch older films more. If you're open, I can give you some recommendations if you need any.
I don't remember asking about that.
You and Joshua just... Get me! Oh my god, the cat is...
The toy sneak attack.
Is it gonna rest on the...
Yeah,
he's gonna rest. I apologize, Oswald.
He'll lay up there. He'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, not that you were asking, if you're trying to get into older films and 70s stuff, really good with emotional.
Well, you know what it is, Elizabeth.
All right.
Sorry to cut you off.
Go right ahead.
No, you're making a good point.
Thank
but
you.
I enjoy the great experience, and I think why I fell in love with movies, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. I don't know if you can, maybe not. But me, I fell in love with movies because I enjoyed going into a theater and being captivated by a film.
Absolutely.
So the problem with going back and watching old movies, yeah, they're good movies. I enjoy watching it on the TV. It's a good experience. But it's not the same thing as when you got a new, fresh movie, new idea, and you sit in the theater. You're going to stay in that theater for the 2.5 hours that you signed up for. You're not leaving. And you're in there. You're completely caught in that experience. It's not the same experience to watch a movie at home on TV.
I agree. There's nothing like the theater experience.
When a movie like Mission Impossible or Indiana Jones comes out and it's got the classic film feel to it that I grew up enjoying, that I've always loved, that's always a special experience. It's like when I can go watch something and have that experience in the theater of a new movie with the classic feel. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just longing for that experience, Elizabeth.
I get that. I completely agree. There's nothing like the theater experience. I think you can probably enjoy films more when you're in the theater. Before you were talking about how you weren't so impressed with this year for film. And, you know, a lot of the films I watch are older films because I'm just finding that those are films. Those are true, impressive, amazing, full films that have that emotional appeal, that are real and they're honest. And I feel like there's a lack with a lot of things in film today, but Oppenheimer was an exception. It's hard for me to say this because when you look at my favorite films, the majority of them are 90s to present day. I mean, my top 3 out of 4 are Christopher Nolan films, so it's hard for me to say, but
he has a classical, well, not a classic feel to it because he's a very modern director.
Yeah.
In the aspects of storytelling, I think you can look at it as he's very committed to the classic storytelling.
I agree.
Him and Tarantino and Wes Anderson. Some of the greatest directors are committed to kind of following the cinematic rules of storytelling. They have a unique style, but that unique style plus the commitment to, I don't want to say standards, but the commitment to cinema. The right way to, I guess cinema. The commitment to cinema is what makes them so great.
Yeah. There's a rare few. I mean, as you mentioned, those are some of the biggest directors today. I'd add Paul Thomas Anderson up there. I've been impressed with his work. I think he just has some more... Well, when you say that, I say that about Wes Anderson.
I don't even know that many Paul Thomas Anderson. He did Licorice Pizza.
He did There Will Be Blood, which is on my list today.
I saw that. I've seen it. It was all right. You liked it?
Oh, my God.
I drink a milkshake.
Yes. I loved it. I thought before
it's a period
this
piece.
Yes. And it had this, I'm going to get very filmy, but because there's a lot of it's just silence, and a lot of it you're just kind of, you can't fully find its plot, and you're kind of going through it. It reminded me of an Antonioni film, Michelangelo Antonioni, an Italian director, and where you're just kind of watching and you're waiting because you can't quite figure out the plot. And it's a lot of silence, and you're just observing. And I love that. There Will Be Blood was, so far, one of the best films I've watched this year. That shot of when, this is going to, break my heart again. My dad showed me this film because he's a big Daniel Day-Lewis fan. And there's a moment where his son loses his hearing, and he's put on a train, and Daniel Day-Lewis' character says, "I'll be right back." And then we see a shot of the train, and he's outside, and he just abandons his son. And my jaw completely dropped. My dad was already looking at me, and I was like, oh my God. That moment, how massive that moment is and what that means. His son had just lost his hearing, and he's no longer valuable to him. So he just puts him on this train and just deserts him. And the way it was told in this silence where you're just watching, oh my God, it was crazy. it was one of the few times in this past year that it just stopped me and I was like, oh, that I had a reaction. It was, that was a heartbreaking, incredibly, excruciatingly tough moment to watch. That was really painful. Yeah. I've seen all of Paul Thomas Anderson's films except for Magnolia, and before that, Boogie Nights was my favorite. And then when I saw There Will Be Blood, I was like, all right, this one's number one, easy. I'm surprised you weren't crazy about that one. But,
it was okay. So let's talk about how bad Barbie was.
Can we finish my Mission Impossible?
You were talking about There Will Be Blood.
I know, but we took a tangent.
You said 7 out of 10. So obviously, we don't need to hear any more of that.
Okay. All right, so yeah, let's talk about Barbie. This is the competitor of Oppenheimer.
If it even deserves that much.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
But it did make more money, right?
It did, but it's like the whole Rocky thing. You know, Rocky loses the fight but wins the night. So Barbie got more.
It was a trend to get dressed up in pink.
Yes, and take a picture
in the
Barbie
that's
box.
That's part of movies.
Yes, and I appreciate that theaters have done that because I wish they would do more of that. But
not that great of a movie. Give me your rating.
I gave it a 7.4. What's your rating?
I give it a 7. But it wasn't like the greatest movie in the world. And it's not, I do want to clarify, it's not about the political statements that were made in the film. I just thought it wasn't that good of a movie. I don't want you to get harassed. I don't have social media, so I can't get harassed online.
No one can get to you.
Someone might come after your podcast.
If anyone has any complaints about Cole, please send them my way, and I'll send them to Cole.
She'll direct them to me.
Yes.
But it wasn't like the political. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie because of the politics. It's a little silly to dislike a movie for the politics. Like I said earlier about movies, it wasn't a great emotional connection. They didn't do a great job of developing the characters. I didn't really care about the characters. The storytelling was meh. I was just disappointed because I had high hopes for it too. I had heard all the things. I was like, oh, they were like watching Pleasantville and The Truman Show, which are phenomenal movies.
You know Pleasantville?
I love Pleasantville.
Oh my God. You're the only person.
Watched it when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. No one talks about it. It's such a hidden gem. I love that film.
Maybe we'll do a podcast on it.
We should. That's what we're talking about.
I haven't seen it in a few years, but...
Oh, yeah. We should do an episode. I haven't watched it in over a year.
It'd be relevant after Barbie coming out.
Yes.
Supposedly to be a movie like that.
Uh-huh.
And because... And it's a couple years old. But WandaVision, I felt like, was kind of in a similar veil
to
Pleasantville.
Oh, it's Pleasantville.
Have you seen WandaVision?
No, but I feel like...
That's right, you're an MCU hater.
No, whoa.
Hater alert.
Hater
alert. It's because Jared Leto's not in the MCU.
Oh my God.
He is in the MCU. He's in
the MCU?
He's in the Sony universe. He'll never be in a Marvel movie because he's not good enough.
That's not true. He's excellent. Do you have your Morbius cup here?
I think I do. You know what else I have?
What else do you have?
Is a Black Adam popcorn bucket.
That came out this year, right?
No, that was last year.
Oh, wow.
Shazam was this year.
Ah, right. I wanted to speak to your MCU hater comment because that's not true. What kind of deterred me was just I'm so attached to Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and when they killed him off, I was so heartbroken. I went opening night, and I truly thought that Captain America was going to be the one that died. Because Chris Evans had been open about... Yeah, but there's no open end...
It made sense that Iron Man was the one to die.
No.
The whole story from the first Avengers sets up him dying. You look at what they say, he's not the one to take it for the team. He's not a team player. Captain America said to him in the Avengers movie, you are not the type of guy who would, when it comes down to it, sacrifice themselves for the greater good. Something like that. And then, what does he do? He sacrifices himself.
I understand that, but Robert Downey Jr. loved being in those films. And
his contract was up. He was expensive. I mean, and now he got to do Oppenheimer because he wasn't in the MCU. Oh, so you take what you can get. So either you get Oppenheimer or you get Iron Man.
Don't give that Sophie's choice to me, okay?
We're only talking about Barbie.
We were talking about Barbie. But I'm clarifying. I'm not an MCU hater.
No,
I just feel
you don't need to clarify. Cut this out.
No.
They know what you are, Elizabeth.
No, I'm not an MCU hater. I'm not an MCU hater.
MCU hater.
I just felt very heartbroken after Endgame. I saw Eternals. I saw the Jake Gyllenhaal Spider-Man. I saw all the Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, well, those are good. Did you see Shang-Chi?
No, I wanted to because Tony Leung is in it and he's in a lot of Wong Kar-wai films. That was the first one that I missed. And I was like, oh man.
What about Black Widow?
Oh, wait, I saw Black Widow. Yeah, I saw that in theaters.
Did you see Doctor Strange?
No.
Thor?
Not the new one.
It was alright.
I'm just sad that
What
Christian
about
Bale
Guardians?
didn't
Did you see Guardians 3?
No.
That was a great movie this year.
I've heard it was very good.
Yeah, it was great. Make you cry.
Yeah, I've heard it does. Well, I think I know the ending from Twitter.
What? Nobody
they
died.
Don't end up together.
Who?
Gamora and Chris Pratt's character, Star-Lord.
Yeah, they don't end up.
Yeah.
It was a sweet scene, though. Do you want me to tell you?
Go right ahead. I'm probably going to watch it in a few years.
The whole movie, he's trying to win her back, but it doesn't work. But then she's like, I bet we were good together. He's like, yeah, we were. And then they say goodbye.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sad ending, but it makes sense. And he may end up with her sister, so...
Ugh, that's weird.
Good for him. Barbie. I'm a Barbie hater over. Not a Barbie hater. So, I will say, regardless of political statement, I think people, including myself, do get a little frustrated and tired when you've got... These actresses are like millionaires. Very successful. Have much nicer, better lives than like 95% of everyday people. But then they make this movie, and then the whole movie is basically about... And I get that being a woman is not easy. I can see that. But it does get frustrating when you've got millionaire people telling you how much harder their life is than you. And I think that partially to me was the disconnect, because they were going on these rants like, oh, how hard it is to be a woman. I'm like, Margot Robbie, you have a net worth of like $10 billion. Not that much. But I'm like, you're super rich. The other actress, is it America
Ferrera?
Yeah, she's pretty famous too. Huge net worth. I'm just like, my net worth's about not that. Not even close to that. And I get money is not everything. It just gets tiring. It's the complaint about Hollywood, about being out of touch, like Kim Kardashian, when she was like, people just need to get off their ass and work. I really don't want to hear coming from the super rich people on how I need to live my life differently or how easy or hard my life is. So I think that's frustrating. I don't have a problem with a film getting political. I thought Oppenheimer was a political film too, in a way. I enjoy political films. I enjoy politics. I enjoy the discourse. My personal political beliefs aren't complete opposite of Barbie or what the messages they were trying to do. I just thought the way they did it was frustrating and just didn't work. So I wouldn't say too political. I would say more the delivery was bad or off. What about you? I don't know how you feel differently.
I feel like I understand what you're saying with the rich people telling us, you know, I get that. But at the end of the day, they're still women and they weren't always famous. So they still have these problems that all women have. And that speech America Ferrera gives was very moving and very real. And I feel like you can find that when her
main one?
The big speech.
She's like...
in the weird Barbie's house. I thought that was excellent. And I think that's a common trait of Greta Gerwig films.
Yeah.
And that's just what Greta Gerwig excels at. And it was very moving. Everyone is loving Barbie. And I thought her vision for the film was excellent. It was truly authentic to Barbie in that the whole Barbie land, playing with Barbies as a kid. I wasn't very girly as a kid. So I don't have that connection with Barbie in a way. I don't really remember it. I know I did. I don't really remember it. I liked it. I just felt when I walked away after the film, Oppenheimer was still far better, in my opinion. I love Greta Gerwig. I'm so excited for what she's going to do next because she consistently comes out with a great film. Of her 3 films, Barbie's my least favorite. When you have Lady Bird, which was like unbelievable, Little Women, which I have an even more appreciation for. I know everyone's talking about Barbie right now, and I understand why people love it, but people are saying they get emotional watching it, and I didn't really have that experience. I really like her vision of the film, and Is it worth the hype? Is it not? I understand why there's a lot of hype for it, but I don't know. Compared to her other films, I thought it was a clear difference between, okay, I love Lady Bird and Little Women more.
I didn't like the speech at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know. It just sounded a little cringy and ridiculous to me.
No, it's real. It's real.
Which part?
The way she even started, you can't say you want to be thin, you have to be healthy, and she goes into this whole...
Let me pull up the speech and we can
okay.
go. It's on L.com.
Oh.
It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like we always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin, and you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. So what I'll say is that I don't think all of these stereotypes are necessarily true, if that makes sense. Some of these statements, I don't know that people really enforce that in modern society. More of like a mental thing than it is from society.
You're not on social media.
I'm not, so maybe that's different.
That's added to it. It's always been there, but social media did definitely add to that. You edit the pictures you post. Yeah. You know, it's of a selection, a certain angle. You always look like you're living your best life. It's not truly real. So that adds to it, especially with the whole thin and healthy remark that she makes in the speech.
My other thing is some of these aren't like exclusive problems that women deal with either. You know, it's problems that everyone, I think, deals with as far as image and really social media problem. The film kind of turns it as like man versus woman. And I kind of think it's just kind of like individual versus society more than it's man versus woman. And I think maybe that's where it turns me off, is like, yes, we have these problems in our society of beauty standards, of unrealistic beauty standards, of just unrealistic standards in general for career, balance, everything. And I don't think that is an exclusive issue that women deal with. I think it's something our entire society has a problem with as far as being healthy or being physical appearance. Men and women have to deal with that a lot. Not to like lessen what people have to deal with. And it says, you have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you don't point that out, you're accused of complaining. I mean, I don't know exactly what that is referring to.
I get that.
Well, give me an example.
You have to be careful with what you say. You can't, if you kind of point the finger at a guy, then they'll get defensive. They'll kind of deflect. I think... Can you give me the phone so I can...
Yeah.
Because...
I get it.
It's a lot. And you have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane. You kind of have to give excuses to guys, and if you point it out, you're accused of complaining.
And maybe where I'm coming from, it seems like it's coming from the issue is they're saying women have to deal with all these things that men are imposing on them. My thing is, these aren't problems women exclusively deal with, and it's not men imposing the problems. It's men and women imposing these problems onto other men and women, if that makes sense.
I understand what you're saying. And I think it is individual, but it's also a wide gender thing. Like a lot of the things in this speech, I could relate to.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I can also relate to some of them, too.
And it flipped, like you can insert the men's perspective in with the speech.
Yeah, and you can do that. Okay. Yeah. And that's where, like, my thing is it's a societal problem. It's not a gender-imposed thing. That's my opinion on it. I see where you're coming from, where you're like, I can relate to it. But I can relate to things too, but it's kind of discounting that, if that makes sense. And that'll turn a lot of people off. It's almost like, so saying like if a man has to deal with it, it's not as bad. Maybe that's not the right way to put it, but it's saying like men don't deal with it as much. It's a bigger deal, in this case, to talk about it because it's women or whatever. Beauty standards, I think, are universal. I don't think that's just to women.
Yeah.
And I think women hold men to high beauty standards as much as men hold women to high beauty standards. And I think women hold other women to high beauty standards, and men hold other men to high beauty standards. And I just think that's kind of how our society works. And some of them, when she's like, you can't be rude, you can't be selfish, I mean, that's kind of all of society as well, you know? There's stuff in there that's probably exclusively to women. Like, being a mother is hard. And that part I can agree with in the speech where she's like, you can't complain about being a mother, but you can't talk about your kids all the time. I can see that definitely being a problem. But I did feel like she goes on this long speech, and it had a disconnect from me. And up to that point in the movie, I really didn't have, like, a major problem with anything. Like, that point, it turned me off. I was like, I didn't really enjoy this.
Wow. Okay.
And I was disappointed because I thought there was going to be a deeper message. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why I was disappointed in the film. Is because I was hoping there would be a deeper message about society in general.
Well, I know a lot of guys have connected to it. It's made guys emotional too watching it. I definitely think it was more directed towards women, especially that speech. I mean, obviously it's... Yeah. But it's interesting. I felt like the conversations the film provokes makes the film better in a way, and that's a whole other side of the film that you can appreciate because it does deal with these bigger conversations, these bigger themes. And thinking about the film after made me kind of enjoy the film more because it did spark these kind of topics and these big questions that we don't all have the answers to. It's just like this constant, that's just how it has been for decades, centuries, maybe even. But it's hard, especially because I've only seen it once. Like, I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen Oppenheimer 3 times, and I can talk about that one. Like, I absolutely loved it. But I've only seen Barbie once, and I do kind of agree with your comment about feeling a disconnect with the characters. I didn't feel as emotionally invested in the characters as I had hoped I would be. Yeah.
It was a short film, too.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people have a tough time developing character arcs in 2-hour film.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting that there are more films approaching 2 hours, 45 minutes, 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that because people have said, oh, this generation's attention span isn't as great. I remember for the 70s class, we watched The Deer Hunter. It's a 3-hour, 3-minute film. I was told that people would leave, check their phones, come back in, and I'm like, what? Why would you do that? My rule is never leave the theater. I only left the theater once because I was so shaken by what I had seen. It was so... Tense is not even the best word. It was one of the most tense, extremely tense moments I've ever seen in a film. And I was so shaken that I just had to step out for a moment just to because I couldn't think. It was a tough watch. But it's nice to see that there are films that are going that extra hour, 30 minutes or so. Barbie was an hour 48, I think. Not even 2 hours.
Yeah. I think maybe a little longer. Hour 54 maybe. But short nonetheless.
Yeah. Around that. Yeah, that's one that people are loving. And some of our friends have told me that they prefer Barbie over Oppenheimer.
Really?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Taylor.
Craig. Craig? He liked Barbie more than Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a musical guy, though.
Yeah, but...
Did he just like it in general? Did he not like Oppenheimer?
He liked Oppenheimer. He just said he preferred Barbie.
Interesting.
Yes. For 2023 other films that have come out, did you see Fast X?
Nope.
Okay. I saw that. Again, I had a conflict with the movie brain, film brain. Definitely a cliffhanger. I went in, I wasn't excited about it because the one before it I thought was pretty bad. And
I didn't even watch the one before it.
Really? So the last one you watched was Fate of the Furious?
I think so.
Where Charlize is the villain?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't really remember.
So in the 9th one, they sidelined her, which never sidelined Charlize Theron. She's one of the greats of her time. In this film, it was just so many people, and it ends with a cliffhanger. And I felt like it wasn't one of the best of the series, for sure. And there were some mistakes, some things I found that were wrong with it, but maybe that's my film brain kicking in. But I'm excited for the next one. I think the next one would be pretty interesting. I don't know. It's been said the next one's going to be like the last one. But then I keep hearing, I don't think it's the last one. I mean, same with Mission Impossible, right? It was kind of seemed like Dead Reckoning Part 2 would be the last. And then Tom Cruise, I guess, recently was like, nah, I don't think it's the last. I'm going to keep going. So 2 big franchises up in the air with sequels, and if they will continue or not.
Well, both of them didn't do that well at the box office, so it might be towards the end for both of them.
Well, Mission Impossible, that just was poor scheduling with Oppenheimer, because even Tom Cruise wasn't crazy about how he had to lose the IMAX, the bigger theaters, to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
The next part comes out in like 2025.
For Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
That's not that crazy.
That's quite a wait.
2 years?
Or maybe I'm thinking the next Fast film. I don't know. One of them comes out in like 2 years, and I just was like, this is crazy. This is not like Infinity War Endgame. We are going to have to wait. Let's see. Other 2023. Oh! Did you see Past Lives?
No, what's that one?
I think this one will kind of improve your opinion of 2023
This
films.
says June 2024 for Mission Impossible Part 2.
Okay, maybe it's the next Fast movie. That one has a weight to it. But Past Lives. Now, this one was a true film.
Oh, is this the... Oh, I did want to see this. Is this out?
It just came out on demand and streaming.
I did want to see that. It was A24. It was good?
A24, yeah. It was good. It reminded me of the 70s films.
I wonder if it's in Cinemark.
You should watch it. I'd be curious if that uplifts your opinion of 2023 for the year, because it was a true film. It was genuine. It was a great story.
It says it's on YouTube. You have to pay $20 for it.
Yeah, it's at that phase. But in a few weeks, few months, it'll probably be streaming somewhere. A24 films go on sometimes Showtime, Amazon Prime, Hulu maybe? I feel like A24 films are on various platforms now. But that one was a beautiful film, and that's one you should watch, definitely, before our 2023 recap episode at the end of the year. I think last time in our film finds we talked about 80 for Brady.
Yes.
The three of us saw that. We didn't talk about Book Club 2. This was after. Book Club 2 was great. I thought it was funny. It's in the 6 range, but as a fan of the older actresses like Jane Fonda, Diane Keaton, Candice Bergen, Mary Steenburgen, it's cool just to watch them together. I like them, especially Jane Fonda. So Jane Fonda came out with 3.5 films. The other film was Moving On, her and Lily Tomlin, one of the great duos, a duo that doesn't get enough attention, I don't think. It wasn't even 90 minutes. And this was the first time in a while that Jane kind of returned to the dramatic roots that she's, well, I wouldn't say roots, because she did the rom-com, Barefoot in the Park, Sunday in New York, Period of Adjustment. Those were 60s, but what she's mostly known for is the dramatic roles. Klutz, Coming Home, On Golden Pond. So this film, because she's been doing comedies like Grace and Frankie and 80 for Brady, Book Club 2. And this is the first time in a while where she's done something dramatic. And boy, does she still have it. I was tearing up at points because, she's a 2-time Oscar winner, but it's been a while since she's done something this dramatic, and she was so good.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I've missed this side of her, because she's great at comedy, but she has her Oscars for the more dramatic stuff. The dynamic between the two of them definitely elevated the film. The story, there are some weak points. It was rushed at times. But yeah, just the dynamic of the two of them was great. Other 2023 films before we get into our other film finds of the year. Can you think of any?
That were good?
Good, bad, any of your takes?
Asteroid City?
Oh, yes.
Did you see it?
No.
It was good.
How was Scarlett?
She was good. It was definitely a Wes Anderson movie.
It looked like it.
Yeah. People were saying it was one of his more highbrow films. It was definitely a different type of movie, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story and the acting. He has some of my favorite actors are always in his movies. Steve Carell was in this one. I always forget this guy's name, but every time he's in something, I enjoy it. He played such a small role in this, but he had like a really good line.
Maya Hawke was also in it.
She was in it.
I like
Adrian
her.
Brody.
Oh, Adrian Brody, yeah.
I was actually, before he came over, I was watching the Lakers show, Winning Time.
Yeah.
He's really good in that. He has a very nice voice, a very deep voice, and it sounds very good on TV.
I like Maya Hawke's voice. Scarlett's voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just such a fan of her. I've been a fan at least since the first Avengers came out.
Yeah, but you're still an MC. Is that why you're angry too? Because she got killed off as well?
I'm not an MCU hater. I like her. I also liked her other films that she has done, not just the MCU. I'm not an MCU hater.
They killed off all your favorite characters?
Some of my favorite actors, yeah, but also some new ones came in, like Angelina Jolie, Charlize. I won't even say it, but you know who I'm talking about. He's in the MCU, Sony universe. Anyway, so what other films have you seen, whether it be 2023 or just films that you've recently come across that you've enjoyed?
There really hasn't been a lot that I've watched recently. I watched Dune.
Oh.
Finished it last night.
How was that?
It's not my type of movie. But I saw the trailer for the new one, and I was like, I'll check it out.
Do you feel like you had to read the book to understand it?
No, I think I understood it. It was a slower burn.
Okay.
Let me look on my TV. Let me see if it tells me what I recently watched. I can't reach my remote. We'll do that another time.
Okay. Didn't you call me lazy earlier?
I said I was kidding.
Yeah, but there's always some truth in it.
You're going to cut it out.
I'll probably cut it out.
Not as lazy as Jared Leto.
No, he's absolutely not lazy. Have you seen what he's doing with his music? He's releasing an album.
No, I haven't.
He's coming out with a new album September 15th. Okay. He's coming out with a new album.
Can we get him on the podcast?
Yes. Can we manifest that, please?
I'd like to be part of that.
You will absolutely be the last person I'd allow in the room. I would never tell you when
or where
that takes place. No, I already have questions for him.
I've got questions.
No, not
How dare you?
No.
That was an Office quote.
Anyone could say that.
No, it was in The Office. Ryan was giving a talk, and he's like, any questions? And Kelly goes, yeah, I have questions. First, how dare you?
I don't watch the show, so I have no idea. Besides Dune, nothing else recently filmed.
I've been watching a lot of TV series. I watched some documentaries. Okay. Because Netflix came out with a bunch of new sports documentaries.
Did you see the Nolan Ryan one?
No, I didn't. I didn't mean to watch that, but they did the Jake Paul one.
Oh, yeah. The guy who says he walked out of Oppenheimer because nothing happened?
No, that was Logan Paul.
Oh, I don't know the difference. One's a boxer.
They're both boxers.
Oh, they are?
One of them does a lot more fights, though. Jake Paul's the boxer.
He's the one who got canceled. No.
No, that was Logan.
Okay.
So Logan was the one... Well, he's not really canceled.
One of them.
They're both still pretty popular. Logan did...
The fighter is definitely popular because he's beating everyone, right?
Yeah, he lost, though, to Tommy Fury. It was a pretty good documentary. It was about his boxing career. Mm-hmm. And then they followed him around to the lead up to the Tommy Fury fight. Logan was in it, and his dad was in it. So it was pretty well done. And they compared him to famous boxers of the past. So Jake Paul, he does most of the fighting, but Logan Paul is a boxer, too. He's the one who fought Floyd Mayweather last year, and he has a podcast.
Okay, interesting.
And then they did a documentary. You know who Johnny Manziel is?
Yes.
They did a documentary on him. It was pretty good, solid. But then came out yesterday, and I watched it all yesterday, the 4-part documentary series on the Florida Gators football team from 05 to like 010. Sports Untold is what it's called. Mm-hmm. So I watched that yesterday. It was about right.
Does that cover Tim Tebow?
Yes. It was like Urban Meyer, Tebow, and that whole era.
Okay. Should I go through some of the films that I wrote on my list?
Yes. I'm just going to look at 2023 movies real quick, see if I missed anything worth mentioning.
One that I loved. This is a French film from 1965. I apologize if I butcher the name. Le Bonheur by Inès Varda. This is only about 80 minutes. Le Bonheur means happiness in French. Mm-hmm. The emotion that it leaves you with, you are so deeply disturbed. There's not too many films that you can feel that so beneath the surface with. It was incredible. Another one, Warren Beatty's first film from 1961, Splendor in the Grass, with Natalie Wood. Mm. And it's kind of like The Notebook. And it kind of ends, well, I shouldn't fully go into it, but towards the end, I was getting to the point where I feel like I'm going to cry, and I didn't, but it was so emotional that I was like about to just burst into tears. But it was so good, and that's Warren Beatty's first film. I mean, oh my God. Ingmar Bergman, Wild Strawberries. This is regarded as one of Bergman's best films. I really enjoyed it, as I do with all of his films. Every film of his is either an 8 out of 10 or higher. Him and Nolan, just two consistently excellent directors.
Who is that?
Ingmar Bergman.
Tell me one of his movies.
The Seventh Seal, Scenes from a Marriage.
Swedish filmmaker.
Yes. His muse was Liv Ullmann.
These are excellent. Old movies?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't...
One of my favorite directors. He's truly become my top 5. Wild Strawberries was...
You mentioned him before, I think.
I have. I love his work. All right. Here's one I brought with me today. Wings of Desire. Now, this is from 1987 by Wim Wenders. Just be careful with it, okay?
It's a CD.
CD?
The DVD, excuse me. Same thing. Why is there plastic on it? You haven't
I
opened
didn't
it?
unwrap it. Careful.
When did you buy this? It says made in Mexico.
Okay. It's a German film. It's from 1987. This is one of the inspirations for Barbie. And I've been telling everyone about this.
Is this for me? You bought this as a gift?
No. This is my reward for posting my podcast on the first day. Give it
Why
back.
do you
You're
want
making
it
me
back?
nervous.
I'm reading it as you're
fine.
talking about it.
This film was one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen.
This is Imar Bergman?
No, Wim Wenders. Same director of Paris, Texas.
127 minutes.
2 hours.
German,
yes.
English, and French. So it's a subtitle film?
Mostly. Some English. I'm trying to remember if there's French, but mostly German. It is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. You have HBO Max, right?
Yes, I did. Is it on there?
It's on there.
Oh.
Watch
so what
it.
did you get the CD for?
I don't have HBO Max.
You don't have HBO?
I wish I did. Everyone keeps saying, I'll give you my password, yet I don't see any passwords.
I don't know my password, Elizabeth, so I can't give you my password. So,
well,
not everyone's saying.
Whatever. Wings of Desire, one of the most beautiful films about humanity, about people, about connections. My eyes were glued to the screen. Another film, devastating, Italian film from 1960 called Two Women with Sophia Loren. It's a war film. Oh, it was already tough, and then it got to a point where it is brutal. Oh, it was such a tough watch, but excellent film. I rewatched Vertigo. Have you seen Vertigo?
That's the Alfred Hitchcock?
Yes.
I don't think I've seen it. I've heard of it.
That is a must-see. This is the second time I watched it.
1958.
Oh, yes. James Stewart, Kim Novak. The first time I watched it, there were some things I missed in the dialogue. You learn a lot through the dialogue, and
James Stewart's in it.
yes, he's excellent. I mean, he's one of the greatest movie stars, actors of all time. This time watching it, understanding it more, and seeing how complex it is, I have a new, deeper appreciation for it. I'm putting it up there with North by Northwest as my favorite Hitchcock film. Another film that I watched recently, All About Eve, the film that set a precedence for 14 Oscar nominations, which has since been tied with Titanic and La La Land. Oh my god, this film was crazy. I was blown away. It's from 1950. The story, I kind of already predicted what would happen, but then it just kept getting crazier and crazier. Mm-hmm. And Bette Davis is in it. Marilyn Monroe, one of her early roles. Anne Baxter. Amazing. I was stunned that I loved it as much as I did. Mm-hmm. Truly excellent. Another film, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Martin Scorsese. It's from 1974.
Did they remake that recently?
Not that I know of. It's with Ellen Burstyn. She was also in Requiem for a Dream and Interstellar. This was one of the most three-dimensional portrayals of a woman I've ever seen on film. I loved it. I have enough to write an analysis on it. But the film turned in a way that I didn't quite expect. I felt like the ending just didn't quite fit who she was and who I thought the character was, who I was learning about for nearly 2 hours. I need to learn more about the ending. I'm curious. I mean, this is something you'd have to ask Martin Scorsese. How do you feel about the ending? I just want to learn why this is the right ending that they chose to go with. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but excellent. Also, Stray Dog by Akira Kurosawa, a noir film from 1949. Excellent. I also saw Rashomon, another great film of his. And those are pretty much some of the highlights. Of course, I didn't include everything. There are more films on my list. Mm-hmm. But yeah, is there any other films that you wanted to mention that you thought of when you were looking up 2023 films?
I didn't see anything. Nothing's really caught my eye over the past month. I think the last few movies I saw Blue Beetle, saw Oppenheimer, I saw Barbie, I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yes,
was
how
really
was
good.
That?
Not quite as good as Spider-Verse, but it was up towards that level as far as an animated film. So I thought it was pretty good. That was probably like the best adaptation of the story.
Okay. I keep hearing it has great reviews.
Seth Rogen executive produced it.
He wasn't in it?
He did a small role.
Oh, okay.
Ice Cube voiced the main villain. Paul Rudd was a voice in it.
Wow.
Jackie Chan voiced Splinter. Maya Rudolph was in it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The animation was really good. And the fighting sequences were really impressive for an animated film. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a good one. Have I seen anything else?
I feel like you didn't talk as much about the new Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. It was solid. I enjoyed it.
Were you surprised by the return of Marion Ravenwood?
No, I figured she'd be in it.
Okay.
I'd go less to movies this year just because I'm working more. I go maybe three, 4 times a month. But I've pretty much seen everything I wanted to see.
What are you looking forward to before the year ends?
That's a good question. I was going to ask you. The Killers of the Flower Moon. That movie, I forget what it's called, with Denzel's son.
Oh, the creator?
I think so. That looked pretty good.
Another film that deals with AI.
Yeah. The Marvels, just because I enjoy the Marvel movies. She Came to Me with Peter Dinklage, Anne Hathaway, and Marissa Tomei.
Oh, is that coming out at the end of the year?
September 29th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't get great reviews. That's disappointing.
There's also the Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore film coming out September, I believe it's called. That one looks good. I don't know if Maestro comes out this year.
Which one's that?
That's with Bradley Cooper.
Doesn't Napoleon come out this year?
Yes, with Joaquin. I love Joaquin. That one I'm excited for. I know it's going to be quite intense.
Aquaman.
Oh,
the Roadhouse remake with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, yes. I want to see that.
The Spider Within a Spider-Verse story. Oh, it's a short film.
There's a new Wes Anderson short film coming out. Is it this month or next month?
I don't know. Is that the one with... Wonka looks good.
Hugh Grant as Oompa Loompa. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I did see that. It looked funny.
I saw the pictures online and I'm like, what did I miss here? It's just Hugh Grant has been choosing some interesting roles in the past few years.
Yeah.
I love Notting Hill. I love Bridget Jones's Diary. Those are 2 of my favorite rom-coms. And now he's a small Oompa Loompa.
The Hunger Games. Songbirds and Snakes.
I'm not familiar with that series, really.
The Hunger Games?
I saw the first one, but I hardly remember it.
Wow. Good series. Equalizer.
Oh,
3.
Yeah. Equalizer 3.
Those are always good movies. Next Goal Wins with Michael Fassbender. That comes out. Did it already come out? It says it already came out. Oh, commercial release November. So it was an indie film. Taiki Waititi directed it based on a true story, I think.
Vin Vendors came out with a new film, but I don't know when it's going to come to the U.S., but it has great reviews.
Well,
I would love to be able to watch that one. But Killers of the Flower Moon for me is the next one. That's Leonardo.
Probably be a couple small movies that'll come out and be good. Last year that was Banshees of Inisherin.
You love that one.
Yeah. I didn't know what that was till it came out.
Yeah, we're approaching the Oscar season. A lot of Oscar contenders are going to come out towards the...
Well, Oppenheimer and Barbie are probably big contenders.
It's so early to ask this, but as of now, does Christopher Nolan have a chance to get Best Director finally?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
They'll probably win a lot. They'll get nominated. How many did Everything Everywhere All at Once nominate and win last year?
Man, I wish I had my other notes.
Because it'll beat that, probably. As far
Oppenheimer?
Mm-hmm. I think they'll get cinematography, editing, sound, Best Director, Adapted Screenplay. That's 5 already.
Actor.
It'll get Best Picture. Nom will be 6. Best Actor for Murphy. Supporting will be...
RDJ.
What about Matt Damon? Or...
I would like to see him nominated, but I'm not sure if he would be.
Because last year they did multiple...
Well, yeah, it's definitely possible, but I don't know.
So already at 8, though.
Well,
visual effects, there's 9.
I feel like name the category, except for animated and short film and foreign film.
Actress for Emily Blunt.
I hope she'll get nominated.
What about Florence Pugh?
She could be. There's going to be the indie films, as you mentioned, that are going to come up. But Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon are going to be 2 of the biggest. I'm going to be so torn for our Oscars episode.
What if it's a bust, Elizabeth? What if it's not good?
Yeah, right. You have Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese.
The Last Duel was a huge disappointment.
Yes, but people are now finding it and really enjoying it. Air is on my list first to watch. I'll watch it before the 2023 episode.
That probably won't get nominated for anything, though.
It would get lost, I think.
Because it was so early, too.
It was early, but also Everything Everywhere All at Once came out in March. It got more attention over time. And they didn't expect it would win Oscars. It came out in March,
Yeah.
And it could have gotten buried in with a lot of the films that came out in the latter part of the year, but it didn't, and it won Best Picture. So you're looking forward to Killers of the Flower Moon as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few that you're especially excited for. I think this year will probably be a better year than 2022 for film. You should watch Past Lives. I hope you get to watch that before the 2023 episode.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else you would like to add before we close today?
I don't think I have anything for you today, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Just, no, I don't think I have anything to add.
Okay.
Just like Jared Leto whenever he...
Cut. Anyway, thank you again for joining me today. Is there anything you would like to plug or end with today? A film recommendation, a saying, anything?
I recommend any film Jared Leto's not in.
All right, I'm going to cut that out. Try again.
I'm going to keep saying things that you have to cut out.
So
I'm
Cole,
going to make it work hard for the editor.
please don't. I have 2 weeks to edit this. Cole has nothing left to add. Thank you all for listening today, and until next time, bye. If you have any thoughts on what Cole said during this episode, we would love to hear them. Let us know on the All the Film Things Instagram. Special thanks to Cole Echevarria and Sarah Escalante. This episode was recorded on August 23rd, 2023.